Hey guys, I just want to introduce you today to some of my orchids that are actually in bloom. I have a few unusual plants that are blooming, and I thought I would just do a very quick video and just show you what they look like. This one is just such a special one, and why I decided to show you this one, guys, is because of the amount of flowers that are on it. This one has 5 flowers. Look at that, guys. Isn't that amazing? I tell you, this plant, each time it blooms, it doesn't cease to amaze me. It is just such a beautiful one. You know, before I had a problem with growing Cattleya orchids, because I usually pot them in plastic pots, and then I wasn't quite sure where to keep them. So I tend to keep them in areas that are semi-shaded, and didn't know how to water them either. And so they would grow and grow and grow, but I wasn't getting the kind of result that I would hope for in terms of blooms. They really like bright filtered lights, not necessarily direct sunlight. They prefer a warm environment with a day temperature of probably around 85, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and at night about 55 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Some time ago I took this one out and put it in this wooden basket, and it's the best thing I have ever done to it, because just look at how the roots cascades and just hug the wood. And I find that it really loves and appreciates that growing method, and that is what actually works for me. They actually like to be potted in a medium grade fern bark, and this you can repot them actually every 2 to 3 years. Now, another thing I realized too, I keep it under 50% mesh, and from now on, guys, that is how I am planting and growing all my Cattleyas. And just look at the result. You can't just plant it and leave it like that. When you plant it, it is usually best for you to fertilize and treat it for pests and so forth. Even when you do regular fertilization, one of the tricks to getting it to bloom at a certain time during the year, you give it some bloom booster 4 to 5 weeks before sheath initiation. And once you give it that bloom booster, voila, this is the result of that. One pseudobulb, and it gives me 5 beautiful flowers. Oh my God. The only problem I have with Cattleya orchids is that the blooms really don't last for a very long time. But nevertheless, it is just so beautiful. A beautiful flower. All right, let me highlight this other one. This is a rustic spot. Well, I bought this one as is on this nice piece of wood, and the roots just cascade and just hugs it, and it just loves it. It too, I grow under the 50% shade mesh. And look at this. I think this has on actually 2 spikes, and each sheath or each spike produces 3 flowers. Actually, this one has 4 flowers in this one. And note the color difference. This is an older flower, and these are newly opened flower. So if you notice, the longer it stays open, then you will have a color change. And this is just so awesome. And it doesn't take much either. All I do, I also place on it the sachet or the pouch with some slow release. So once you water, it gets some feed, and just do your regular treatment. Did you know that the Cattleya orchids are actually referred to as the queen of orchids? Yes, it is, as they actually produce some of the brightest, most uniquely formed flowers in the orchid world. There goes. So it's not the first that I'm highlighting this one. It actually has a lemony fragrance. It really smells awesome as well. And just look at it. Look how powerful it is. I just thought I'd add this one in the mix of it all. This is actually a Gramscene. It's actually a Gramscene. This is a cross between the Cymbidium and the Grammatophyllum orchids. And this one has on just one spike, but with quite a number of flowers on it. And it is just really a spectacular one. And so I thought I would feature this one too, because it is really putting on a splendid show. And just look at that, guys, how beautiful it is. Keep and care for this one is quite simple. I just make sure I plant it in soil, and that soil is mixed with gravel and charcoal. That's basically it. Fertilize just as I fertilize the others, and I spray for insect and fungus. This one is another Cymbidium orchid. I actually got a division of this one, so I do not have the actual ID for it, but this time around it puts on 3 beautiful spikes, and it's just such a beautiful one. Look at that. It is just so beautiful, guys. So this one, I actually place it right here behind my Vanda tower, just to enjoy the beautiful bloom. Look at the color. It has actually deep wine red in the middle of the lip and a rich creamy color petal and sepal. It's just such a beautiful one. I hope you like this one. I hope you enjoy it as much as I am enjoying having them blooming. Look at that. Such a beauty. Look at that. In my last video, I mentioned the fact that we like to mount our plants on our palm trees or on trees in general. So I just wanted to add to this video this Jamaica fire that I actually have mounted on my palm tree right here. And see there, guys, it is doing extremely well. The roots have hugged the palm tree and it is really doing exceptionally well here. It has on 3 spikes. One of them is gone off, but the others are opening up and are doing well. And on this palm tree, I also had put on it a Phalaenopsis orchid that I was losing. And if you look at it there, it's not very big, but it is doing its thing and it actually has a spike on it. So mounting orchids, putting them in wooden baskets, that's what works mostly for me. So if you enjoy, why don't you just give me a thumbs up? And so you never miss another one of my videos, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet done so. And as we say in Jamaica, just follow back on me. This is the Orchid Doc, and I am growing orchids right here in Manchester, Jamaica.